What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we have this question on the board which says find all natural numbers m and n with n odd such that 1 over m plus 4 over n is equal to 1 over 12. Well, our first step towards solving this question will be to combine the fractions on the left. So combining the fractions on the left, we have the LCM to be mn. Now, mn divided by m, I'm going to be having n. So n times 1, that's n. Plus, do the same thing to this one. So mn divided by n, that's m. So m times 4, I'll be having 4m equal to 1 all over 12. So our next step will be to cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, it means 12 will multiply n plus 4m. That means 12 times n plus 4m equal to mn times 1. And that's going to be mn. Now let's open up the bracket on the left. So 12 times n, I'm going to be having 12n plus 12 times 4m, that's 48m equal to mn. Now we're going to be putting all the expressions in one side. And how do we do that? I'll be moving these expressions on the left to the right hand side. So I've already got mn on the right hand side. So I'm going to be writing that mn. When I move 12n to the right hand side, it becomes minus 12n. And when I move plus 48m to the right hand side, I have negative 48m equal to 0. So our next step will be to factorize. But we can only factorize when we add 12 times 48 to both sides of the equation. So I'm going to be adding 12 times 48 to both sides of the equation. On the left, I have mn minus 12n minus 48m. So I'm adding 12 times 48 to the left. And I'll do the same thing to the right. I'll add 12 times 48 to the right. Cool. So now let's factorize. So n is common, so I'll bring out n. So what will remain? I have m minus 12 minus. Now what is common here? You notice that 48 is common. Now I have m. Since negative is outside, plus becomes negative here. So remaining 12. That's it. Equal to 12 times 48. I'm going to be having 576. So we have n minus 48. And since what I have in these two brackets are the same, I'm going to be choosing one. M minus 12 equal to 576. So we have two numbers which multiply to give 576. So I'm going to be writing it like this, in this form. So n minus 48 times m minus 12 multiplies to give 576. What we know is we know that m and n are positive, but what we don't know, or what we do not guarantee, is whether both n minus 48 and n minus 12 are negative. Now let's take a look at when these two numbers are negative. For example, let's try to make m positive. So I can use a factor of 576, which is a negative factor. Let's use negative 9. So m minus 12 equal to negative 9. So when I move negative 12 to the right hand side, you notice that I have m to be positive. So what can I multiply to give 576? So when I multiply negative 9 times 64, so this will be negative 64. So negative 64 times negative 9 is going to give me 576. But notice that m is going to be positive, but n will be negative. So this will not work. If I try to make sure that n is positive, maybe say n minus 48 is negative 36, and n minus 12 is negative 16, because when I multiply these two, I'm going to be having 576. And you see that n is positive, but m will be negative, so this will not work. So that means both n minus 48 and n minus 12 cannot be negative. So both n minus 48 and m minus 12 are positive. So this is what we're going to be putting into consideration. Recall that the question said n is odd, and if n is odd, it goes to show that n minus 48 must also be odd. Also recall that 576 is actually 9 times 64, which can also be written as 3 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of 6. So the only positive odd factors are 1, 3, and 9. So I'm going to be giving these odd factors to n minus 48. So this becomes 1, 3, and 9. So 1 times 576 is 576. 3 times 192 is also 576. And 9 times 64 is 576. So the value for n and m will be, for n, I'm going to be moving negative 48 to the right hand side to become plus 48. It goes to show that I'm going to be adding 48 to each of these terms. So 1 plus 48, that's 49. Now 3 plus 48, that's 51. And 9 plus 48, I'm going to be having 57. Now, in order to get the value for m, I'm going to be moving this negative 12 to the right to become plus 12. So I'll be adding 12 to each of these terms. So 576 plus 12, that's going to be 588. 192 plus 12, that's going to be 204. And lastly, 64 plus 12, that's going to be 76. So these are the values for m and n. So we have three possible pairs of m and n, and the pairs are, we have 588 and 49, we have 204 and 51, and lastly we have 76 and 57. And there you have it. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.